Thanks for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit about my and our journey. Some of my team members are also attending the call. Happy you are here. Talking about my NGO, which is called the Obrobibini Peace Complex. Slogan for more inner peace. So greetings from Ghana. Let's travel to Ghana together. Some of you travel east. I at the moment will travel south, for as exceptionally I'm not in Ghana, normally live in Ghana, but currently in Switzerland. And then some of the people on the picture are also in the call today. So to the content, I'll quickly tell what is OPC, who are we, what do we want to do, and so on. And then I give a theoretical framework with the EcoVillages as kind of a frame for what we are doing. And then an insight mainly into the project in Buzua, and just a word about the second project we have. And of course, very important and exciting, the outlook. What are we up to now, and what can you expect from us in the future? And before I say thank you, and we go to Fernando first before we go to questions. So just a word about myself. 3 words have always kind of been my mission: Africa, plants, and helping. Pretty much since I can think. So my twin brother is telling me since I'm, like 10 years old, which I myself even don't remember, I'm saying I'm going to Africa, I'm going to do something with plants, and I'm going to try and help people. So this is how I became a tropical agronomist with a focus on agroforestry, with a PhD degree from ETH Zurich. And during my PhD time, I also founded this NGO called OPC, presiding it, and also started farming on a little bit of a larger scale in Ghana myself. So here you can see me and my twin brother founding the organization in Switzerland. Later on the same year, we also founded the organization in Ghana. OPC, what does that mean? 3 words, deep meaning. Obrobibini is a combination between 2 words. So it represents complementarity, unity, and in the end, beyond duality in all dimensions. So if you look at this picture, we have the Obroni, which is the fair colored guy, and then the Obibini, the darker colored guy. Together we are Obrobibini. And together we can do much more than each one of us can do alone, because we are very complementary in both strengths and weaknesses. And if we focus on our strength, because of the complementarity, I think the whole will become something which is much more than the sum of its parts, because of these beautiful interactions that you enable by bringing these people together in this way. Peace, the second word, is about inner peace, so a state of mind, peaceful mind, which is the main source of happiness, pure happiness in life, which I believe, and we believe, everybody is looking for in the end. So it's a long way. That's why, inner peace, so inner peace, not outer peace, not political peace. That's why it's complex. That's the third word. So it's a complex thing to do, to give people a platform to unfold their full potential, where they can create inner peace. But it's also, in the noun sense of the word, a physical complex of structures, so-called learning centers or eco-villages, as we will see, where we are trying to give people the opportunity to do this for themselves, so that they can be in a position to help others to also do this for themselves. So an educational complex or complexes, learning competence centers, you name it. So this is after we had the first project document, when we interacted with one of our first artists, his vision, he just put it on a canvas, and this is what came out. So our vision and mission is basically regenerative development. We fight climate change and poverty at the same time by building up these competence centers. It's about professional education, vocational training, mostly in the dimension of social entrepreneurship, circular economy, organic, regenerative, you name it. So we cultivate, we ourselves, we have to walk the talk before we can teach anyone. So we cultivate climate neutral lifestyles and then teach also the associated knowledge to others after having, made experience, and thereby be authentic in what you teach. So it's really about holistic, all-encompassing, sustainable and regenerative living. We are black and white. We are North and South. This is a screenshot of our last year member assembly. So we are pretty young and dynamic. Also in the South, lots of students, interns, volunteers, and locals, a lot of vibes in the bush in Ghana. So EcoVillage, this is our, let's say, a very suitable framework for us. There is this global organization called Global EcoVillage Network, which is an umbrella organization for organizations like us all over the world. And they are pretty big already. So there are regional networks in each continent, there are national networks, and there's the global network, and they also have a little bit of a voice at the UN level. So it's good we are under their umbrella. So if you go to their website, you find the map, and then in the southwest of Ghana, close to the coast, you find us. 4 dimensions. So before you are a complete eco-village. Ecology on the lower right, as you can imagine, some of the contents of my talk will be in this dimension: soil fertility, plant, environmental protection, organic regeneration, and so on. But then, of course, you also have to be economic on the lower left. You have to make a living, be profitable so that you can thrive and grow your intervention and thereby touch more beneficiaries. And then on the top right, culture, you're always in a local context. Culture is collective behavior of a certain group of people. So you need to know who are these people and how do they behave. So what is their culture? And then, of course, you have to put your intervention into the local context so that people can really take it to heart and take it up and take ownership. And in the end, on the top left, of course, it's always about humans. They are the decision makers. They are the ones who make things happen. So you need to understand which community you are in, who are they, how do they function, and so that you don't miss out on the social dimension and really, that things can get going even if you are no more there. Because I believe the goal of any humanitarian intervention is, in the end, if possible, to make yourself redundant, because you are doing help to self-help and empowering people so that they can, take it from where you left it. So this is a drone picture of last year, our center. Since then, it has actually developed quite a bit. So it's almost a year ago. But anyway, you get a bit the idea. And this is the 4 sections we have to cover these 4 dimensions. So we have the farm, where it's more the ecological, the commercial, where it's more the economic, and then the official education, where it's more social and cultural. So our project, this is the one I just showed you, the drone picture. It's called the Center of Excellence for Sustainable Social Enterprise and Circular Economy. It's in Buzua, close to the coast in Western Ghana. And so, it's really this kind of platform for people that we are trying to establish, where they can climb this pyramid, the Maslow pyramid of needs, which many of you may know. So I start with the first section, where it's mostly about the ecological dimension, the farm. What have we been doing so far? So we started in 2017, purchased the lands, about 4 or 5 acres, about 2 hectares. And this is how it looked like when we started. So it was an abandoned oil palm monoculture. This is actually after 4 or 5 weeks of cutlass, of cutting the bush between the palms. So it was really, we started really from scratch. So we had to build a road, first of all, to have access. We did that ourselves. We drilled for water, found water. Today we grow organic vegetables irrigated with the power of the sun. We grow organic mushrooms, sell it locally, both privately and also to big supermarkets. We have beekeeping, so we produce our own honey and do biodiversity conservation and pollination services through this. And we have agroforestry, where we took some of the oil palms down and planted the diverse range of food, timber, and medicinal trees and other crops and so on. So we are continuously diversifying this monoculture at first into a thriving, diverse ecosystem. Everything is certified organic according to local standard. Also the second farm, which I'll touch on just briefly. We are completely off-grid in terms of electricity. So we have different solar power plants to cover our, so far, rather small electricity needs. And we produce drinking water from the one we have. pumped by the sun and then filtered through this module, so that we don't contribute to plastic pollution, which is a big problem in our area. We live in mostly natural houses, built from natural materials, wood, raffia for the walls, and then bamboo for the roof. As far as possible, yeah, this was our first platform where we set foot and further developed the project. Beautiful building, which give you a very natural feeling. Also, our toilet is dry compost toilet. So even when you go to toilet in our place, you give your time meaning because you produce fertilizer for us. And of course, going through all this, you generate a lot of knowledge, and you have to know a lot of things and learn a lot of new things. And we share this not only internally. Here, Moses on the platform teaching about what he learned and what he brought from academic and what he learned in his professional life, but also with local. This is a senior technical high school, so like gymnasium in Switzerland, an agricultural class, and also with farmer communities around our project areas. Give them a platform to share their knowledge and bring ours, and make a nice mix, which hopefully complements what each of us is doing. We also, one thing which is very important for us is to add value. So not just to produce the raw product, but to process it, to add value, and to increase the shelf life and so on. So we have this food processing center, not yet in operation, but almost. So this is like restaurant, catering, food workshops, and as I said, to add value and thereby empower our communities and ourselves. And another building also on the farm, you can see here with the raffia, the walls, very nice. And then we give our donors, which because most of our funds have been coming from a fundraising that we built up in Switzerland, we give our donors the opportunity to name, for example, a room or a building if they have donated a sufficient amount. So it's kind of like making incentives for them and giving them the privilege and kind of creating emotions if they can give a name to such a room which they know, then a lot of young people can get a place to stay and learn and develop their lives and their communities. The latest addition and also last addition to the farm is the herbal clinic. So here in this room, which is not yet in operation but built already, we're going to treat people mostly with alternative medicine approaches if the main medicine, which is food, fails to work, because prevention is better than cure. If you eat very well, mostly you will do yourself a good deal of preventive medicine. Okay, that was the most elaborate section. The second section I'm going to touch on is the economic. So we are in a place where a lot of people grow palm oil, and actually West Africa is the center of origin of oil palm plant. It's a very great plant if you grow it sustainably. But of course, in Switzerland, oil palm is a very hot topic, and mostly it's about hundreds of thousands of hectares of rainforest being burned down, mostly in Southeast Asia because of oil palm. We don't have this problem so much, and we have the potential, because it grows wild, to actually give people an alternative source of income and grow it sustainably. So we have built this mill, which is also gravity driven. So you can see it's stepwise building, so you don't need any pumps and so on. Everything can flow with gravity. And then beside this is a biogas plant. So this is covered now, which you will see in the next slide. So the oil palm effluent, which is the so-called waste from the mill, is flowing into this plant and produces biogas for cooking. So you could pipe it back to the mill to sterilize the fruit, or you can pipe it to the kitchen to cook with it. And then the second one, the second product we get from this is a liquid fertilizer, which we bring back into agriculture. Now, last year, we built a soap factory on top of this biogas plant. So this is the soap factory. Now it's almost done, so we can use the oil and add some other ingredients and produce soap. So with our capacity, which is about 5 tons oil, or let's say we think we're going to produce about 1,000 liters of oil per day on average, we can produce about 6 tons of soap in maybe a week. So if you can compete with price and foam, it should foam, that's what people want, then you can definitely create a lot of work for people, even in remote areas like this, and add value and build strong communities. This is our weighbridge, so the trucks don't waste time when they bring the palm fruit. We don't have enough palm fruit by far to cover the capacity of our mill. So you need to weigh them and pay them quickly so that they keep coming to you and don't drive far to the big projects, and make sure that you actually can build up this relationship with the local farmers around you who are growing these small scale palm oil plantations. And we have a shop, obviously, where we're also going to sell all this, but this is still under construction. The third section, social and cultural dimension, mainly with two main buildings, but important ones. The school with two big classrooms. You can also see we try to, it's beautiful building, and we try to always use as much as possible sustainable materials. So here we work for the walls with these bricks, which are actually pressed earth. And this is hopefully also where we're gonna start doing something very soon in collaboration with Roxbourg, which I'll touch later. And the second structure here, and also the biggest one of our center, is the event center. I named it conference center earlier, but yeah, so for conferences, for a lot of different events that could happen here, you really need to have the space to do various different functions. Yeah, and then of course the last, the whole system relevant dimension. This is the arrival area with a workshop, which will transfer into the reception attached to our first container that we brought from Switzerland. The administration building where the director is sitting, that's me at the moment. And then Moses and the rest who are in the project management functions, we have our office here. And this is just a staircase. Now it's almost completed, actually, the 3 stories of our guest house, where you have a nice view also to the OPC Valley, kind of, and to the sea, where we're also going to go into sustainable and eco agricultural tourism. Yes, so that was it about Buzua. And on the Mankasim project, which is the bigger farm, I'm not going to say much, basically just the title. So we have a bigger farm, 20 hectares, 50 acres, where we also in the process of building up a center of excellence for sustainable agroforestry. So there is really the focus much more on agroforestry and on farming itself, also a little bit standardized and a little bit mechanized. Yeah, I'm basically just going to show you this picture from that project with our team. So we also have very good and motivated people over there, and we are on it developing this project as well. Just some few numbers. So we founded in 2018, as I said, both in Switzerland and Ghana. We have about 20 permanent staff in Ghana in the 2 projects, and about a further 20 to 30 employees, depending on construction and agricultural work. So about 40 to 50 people who find work, direct work, through our intervention. And normally we assume that roughly 1 person earns an income for about 10 people in Ghana. So more or less, let's say a couple of hundred people, maybe 400 or 500 people have somehow are directly impacted by our intervention. And we employed our first person also in Switzerland last year, which is my twin brother, as CEO part-time, 1 consultant who helps us with the building. We had about turnover 2020, about 225K, mostly fundraising in Switzerland. This past year, 2021, is similar, a bit higher, but not finalized the figure yet. Lots of students, interns, 2 master theses, another bachelor thesis in the pipeline now, and a lot of interns from various places. We receive about 500 visitors, equal parts local and foreigners, every year. Now, what is in the pipeline? Yeah, we are pretty confident that we're going to complete the infrastructure development in Buzua in this year. And then we are already going to transition and shift into education and operation. So we're going to conceptualize, pilot, and test our education modules. And here, of course, exciting to see how the collaboration might go with the professional course MBA degree in the regenerative economics that Rajiv already mentioned. It's a working title in collaboration with, as you can guess, Roxbourg, which should then also lead to a humanitarian accelerator where we can give people really the tools and the support they need to become independent and create an alternative income for themselves and empower others as well. And then we're going to go into the tourism and health, hospitality, also sustainable tourism, meaningful tourism, you know, do something meaningful with your time on holiday, contribute to a meaningful cause, learn something, teach what you know, and so on. So various events in the pipeline. And yeah, we're still on it, creating links and trust with our farmers around us, add value to the local produce, as I said. So we're kind of building up cooperatives little by little. I've touched on the mushroom and the mill for sustainable palm oil. In the other project, we also have a gari factory and a post-harvest infrastructure for legumes, grain legumes, and cereals. So we're looking at a couple of hundred farmers getting to 1,000, hopefully sometime soon, and hopefully many more if we go digital also. And hopefully we also make headway in teaching farmers how to, you know, become entrepreneurs, not only farmers, others as well. All of the people in the food and farming systems, which includes a lot, of course, in the name always of our common Mother Earth. So sustainability is not enough anymore. We need to regenerate. We need to make sure there are resources for our children and the unborn generation. And hopefully we also give people these platforms to share and therefore conserve some of their knowledge and learn something new also, which sometimes maybe they can add to their system, and we can also add something from the traditional. Sometimes it's also difficult with rather conservative farmers, but that's at least the objective. And hopefully also not only to farmers, but also sensitizing others that farming is about much more than just making money. It's about environmental stewardship. It's about caring for the soil. It's about a deep meaning, you know, in what you do and doing the, you know, positive things. And as I said, as Rajiv said, don't let yourself be influenced by negative people. Thanks a lot of information in a short time. I think I overspent a little bit, sorry for that. Thanks to all the people mentioned on this slide and the institutions as well who support us financially. Thanks to all these foundations, partners, lots of partners already and counting, Roxbourg namely, and co. Thank you very much. Thanks to our members, active, passive, volunteers in Ghana, in Switzerland. Thanks to our students, consultants, temporary employees. Thanks to Global Giving, the global crowdfunding platform for humanitarian causes. Thanks to all of you for your attention. Looking forward to your questions. Looking forward to Fernando's presentation.